I wanted to start getting into some tools. This is the way that I do my presentations, and I hope that it's a format that you all like. I just start showing you the stuff that I use every day to get sites ranked well. These are the same exact tools that I use. If you work with a search firm or a search agency and they claim they have a proprietary tool they use, they don't. It's just quite simply not true. Every tool that I use, with the exception of one, is free. And the one that I pay for is Keyword Discovery, and that's like $30 a month. Every tool that I use to do my job, and I've done this for 8 years, and I think I'm okay at it, they are all free. And we're going to start going through them right now. You don't need to write them all down. If you just drop your business card up here, after every presentation, I always give everybody all my bookmarks. Those of you that were here or saw me last year at the Affiliate Summit, you got them, didn't you? Those of you that are here, you got them. I send them out. I'm not trying to hide anything from you. So, page rank has become less and less important. I think everybody knows it, but yet it's still something that people hold their hat on. What I'm finding personally new, that I'm thinking is more important, is seeing how often Google spiders your site. How often is Google coming back? Google tends to visit sites that it finds are important over and over again. And you can see if I can get rid of SOB for now. And there's a tool under webuildpages.com/coolcache. This tool basically allows you to put in your URL. And what it's going to do is it's going to index all the links from this page. Then it's going to come back and tell me when all those pages were last hit. If you have pages on your site that haven't been hit since like the end of December, middle of December, then that tells you something about your site. Your site should be spidered much more often than that if you're offering quality content. So this tool's going to run, and I'm going to let it go and check them. And while that's running, we'll just move on and we'll go back to it. Here's the Google Webmaster tool set. If you just search for the word Google Webmasters, it's a great start to helping you find any issues that may spring up that are keeping the search engine from getting to the pages on your site. The reason why I mentioned this first is because I've seen more people do keyword research. I mean, how many of you, maybe you won't admit it, how many of you have done keyword research, linking, and all these other things, and then 8 months later you go, I'm ranking well for why do football players wear armbands around their elbows? And I won't ask you to raise your hand, but I know that's a frustration a lot of people have. And very often that happens because your architecture by which you are getting the spiders down to your site is totally hosed. You know, it's the question marks in the URLs, not rewriting them, things like that, that can often cause the spiders to have problems accessing your site. So all that wonderful content you added, if it's behind, if your homepage is like a 302 redirect, there's a good chance that the search engines are never going to see that. It's the architecture that needs to be addressed first, and then you can go about fixing all the other issues with your site. And the Google Webmaster Tools is a great way to do it. Yahoo also has something called Yahoo Site Explorer. That's Yahoo's version, and that works pretty well as well to help you find spidering issues. I've always said, don't bury your important content. You know, think about the path that it takes you to get your content. If it's, homepage, next set of pages, and so forth. The more clicks away from the homepage your content is, the deeper Google sees that you're burying your pages. If Google's like, well, if you're putting it down 5 clicks, well, it's obviously not as important as the pages above it. It's the way you have to kind of get in the mindset of thinking like a search engine spider. What I want to show you is a live example with the NFL. Let me put the www on this. By the way, for those of you that aren't aware, this rule may have changed, but I still do it. The www version of your site is looked at as a different site than the non-www version. So if somebody links to NFL.com and doesn't have the www on it, that's looked at as a totally separate set of links. It's a pretty easy tweak to your server to make anytime someone does a search, they get 301 redirected to the www version, which NFL should have done, but they didn't. So I will type that in, and you'll notice NFL. What do you think? Of course, they're going to have a great high ranking or high page rank. I believe when this thing finished loading, I think they're around a 7. Let's see, are they? They're at a 7. Okay, that's great. Well, as you dig down through pages, let's say I'm looking at players. You'll notice that as I dig further and further down, there's a good chance that this toolbar is going to start sliding down. So if you notice, the home page was 7. 1 click away, that's the players page. That's a page rank of 6. Okay? You're going to see that this just continues to flow down for the most part. Let's say I want to look for kickers. Let's not beat up on the kickers today. Let's make them our superstars. So, when I'm looking at kickers, you've noticed it's going from a 7 to a 6 to a 5. So as you put content lower and lower on your page, or lower and lower in your navigation or in your architecture, you're going to have less importance assigned to that. That's okay. You can't have every page on your homepage. Have you guys seen those sites where they just stuffed all those terms on their homepage? It doesn't look good. It doesn't make people want to buy. And your users always have to come first. But what you should think about is how difficult are my terms to rank well for, and put your most difficult keywords as the ones you try on your homepage on that second level. And then the ones that are a little more long tail, if you're familiar with that term, you know, the really long search terms that people use that often convert very well. Those are the ones you can start putting down a little bit deeper. There's a great tool out there, and this is for those of you that aren't subscribed to this blog, subscribe to it. It's SEOMoz, SEOMoz.org. And I will show you a tool that they have. Now, I eyeball competitiveness, but it's a great tool that they have that will actually spit out for you a number to give you an idea of how competitive a keyword is going to be. By using this tool, you can then prioritize the keywords that you're targeting so that you make sure on your homepage, where you may only be able to target 2 to 3 terms, that you can put the ones that are most important first. And it's their keyword difficulty tool. Let me rename my JavaScript to make sure all my sites look fine. And what this tool basically allows you to do is you enter in your keyword, and it's going to come back and tell you, based on 20 or 30 different factors, how difficult that term is going to be to rank, given your site. So it's a good start.